Alright, we're good. I'm so ready for this video.
Welcome back to Purple Glock. Today we're going to be talking about how I got an internship at a Big Four firm. First thing I did was research the company. So I figured out what the cultures are at each company, what the work-lifestyle balance was, what they were looking for. I also networked with people who were already working for the company or people that have interned there.
So how important is the resume?
Resume is extremely important. Do not slack on the resume. Needless to say, resume is the most important factor to get an interview from the first stage. And one thing to consider is that other internship experience is not as important as you think. So if you don't have an internship before applying, don't be worried, because I didn't have one either. And I've talked with many recruiters and they say consistently that they don't even expect you to have an internship experience. They want to know that you're a good student, and that's good enough for them. But if you do not have internship experience, make sure you have other elements in your resume that highlight your leadership and team working skills. So these are two huge things. They want to know that you're not going to be weird, or you're not going to be able to work with other people, because a lot of projects you're going to be working in a team. Also, feel free to throw in relevant coursework if you feel like you don't have enough experience. Another thing you can throw in there is interests. Interests can highlight unique things about you. Also, make sure to check your resume with as many people as possible, whether that be with peers or mentors or advisors. Everyone's going to have an opinion on what the best looking resume is, and the more you hear from other people's perspective, the better your resume is going to get.
So should I be going to the resume workshops?
Yeah, check out the resume workshops. I think also talk with people who've already got an internship at that firm, and they'll tell you what their resume looks like, and maybe if they're nice enough, they'll give you their resume, and you can kind of tailor it towards the same way.
So what should I do to practice or to prepare for my interview?
So this is really dependent on what office you're applying to, what city you're applying to, what department you're applying to. But in general, you will have a behavioral part of the interview. So I applied to advisory positions, and my entire interview was actually behavioral. So the way you want to prepare is to practice behavioral interviews. So what you want to do for a behavioral interview is just come up with 5 to 10 stories or scenarios in your life that show your leadership or team working skills. And if you have a bank of stories to tell, when they ask you a question, you just think of what story you can pull out, and then you tell them that story. And yeah, that's kind of how majority of the behavioral interview will go. Another big thing is that I attended networking events thrown by Big Four firms. At your school, the Big Four firms are going to throw events maybe in your business school or just around campus. You definitely want to go to those. It's a great place to meet recruiters, and you can even mention their names in interviews. Well, what I did was I exchanged contact information with the recruiters. So I emailed them after the fact and asked them what they recommend I should apply to, kind of created a little bit of a connection.
So you're saying these networking events and these events thrown by schools are very important to get internships?
Very important. If you didn't go to any networking events, then they're just going to assume that you applied just to apply. They're just going to think that, if they accept you, maybe you won't take the offer. You have to really make it seem like you want to work there.
Didn't you say something about business cards being important?
Yeah, any recruiter you meet, any alumni you meet, just take their business card, ask if you can connect with them on LinkedIn. Once you have those connections, you can set up informational interviews, and that'll give you even more connections. And I actually have a friend who got into a Big Four firm, not the traditional way. He just networked so much with other people, and the recruiter just let him get to the final stage of the interview without any applications or anything. So that is definitely a possibility. That's how I got a Big Four internship. And if you made it to the end of this video, please leave a like and subscribe. Yeah.